Morning.
Good morning.
It's definitely morning.
It is. And I am a morning person. So
I'm not.
You are not. But I am one. I'm wide awake and ready to go. Start the day off right.
How long have you been up?
Probably about 2 hours.
It is currently, I can't see what time it currently is.
6:36 a.m.
And you get up at 4:30.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's okay. I love it. It's peaceful. Me time. I'm sharpest in the morning time. My brain works sharpest in the morning time.
I'm dull as a sugar cookie.
You are sleeping. You are sleeping like a princess.
I was round. I am not sharp. I am very round in the mornings. I think I'm sharpest at like 1:30.
I was about to say lunchtime, but that's not too far off.
Yeah. I have to start. I need coffee. I haven't had coffee yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. One would think that I would got delivered coffee this morning, my princess self, knowing I had to get up early.
Yeah, one would think that. Okay, the facial expression.
Mm-hmm. Glad we're not YouTubing yet.
So, I cannot wait till we do YouTube. So they can see it all.
Because then I have to wear makeup.
No, you don't. You have a natural beauty about yourself. I said you don't need makeup.
And I do. And I love you for saying that. Thank you. Good answer. But
okay.
I need makeup.
Okay.
I had a bad week, Jeff.
What happened?
I had jury duty. You know this.
I know.
And jury duty ain't for the faint of hearts.
Not at all.
So I was 100% positive I wasn't going to be called for jury duty because my juror number was 517. And I don't know why, if you knew this, you didn't clarify to me how jury works when I'm saying I ain't going to get called on 517.
Because I did not know.
You'd had it before.
Before, a long time ago.
Well,
Don't remember.
That don't mean nothing. There was some people with juror number 2302.
2,300.
Yeah.
Did it get called?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I'm in the jury room. Sure, I'm not going to get called, right? Because there's all these people. And they go, juror number 61, juror number 517, Christy, second. The whole day, I was number 2. And I grabbed up my stuff and I was like, this is crap, but okay, I'll go. And then I probably won't even get picked for the jury. It'll probably be like a DUI or something. Literally on the way there, I was telling Jeff about my anxiety, about going and doing and the whole nine. And I said, watch me get picked for a murder trial. Well, I was wrong. It wasn't a murder trial. It was a double murder. Not one, but 2. But 2. Would you like to know what time I got out of my jury duty day? Like 10 after 5. All day long, I thought I was getting called for this jury. I've been questioned about everything in my history. Everything that could ever possibly happen to me in my life. The attorneys wanted to know. And kept asking questions. And then some people would leave. And I wanted to be the people that got kicked out. But they kept keeping me. I was like, you people have got way more faith in me. I am not qualified for this jury. And then I was panicking because my oldest son gets married on Monday. And they were saying, well, the trial could be over by Thursday. Well, it's double murder. How long is it going to take to deliberate? I watched the Discovery Channel. Oh. I've watched Dateline, Another 48. This stuff don't roll around quick sometimes. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it don't. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, I think the only reason that I got out was because Tark was getting married.
That's a good reason.
I know, but I think that was it. But I think that if they didn't have another person that they liked, I could have still been, and that they didn't care. It was a lot.
That would have been a nightmare. Well,
I'd already had a plan. I was going to tell them, if it ain't done by the time I fly out, I'm going to have to pay. You're going to have to put me in jail for 3 days, and I'll pay $1,000 fine because I'm going to my son's wedding.
Well, that 3 days would have made you miss the wedding, though.
No, I'd already been out the country. Out the state.
Oh, Father. A fugitive.
I would have been. I'd have been
basically a fugitive. Gotcha.
Listen,
I'm going to my baby wedding, ma'am. Welcome home. Lock up.
I mean,
3 days. Oh, great.
I ain't missing my son's wedding.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Still funny though.
And I was trying to be polite.
You were traumatized.
I was. I've had nightmares for 2 nights now.
Oh my goodness sake.
I dreamed that one night, not last night, night before last, I dreamed I had ankle shackles on. And then last night I dreamed that you were coming and you were trying to come and get me, but you couldn't get into the jail to get me out.
Sorry.
Would you get me out of jail if I was in jail?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I wouldn't break you out.
I'd break you out.
Thank you. Wouldn't do it.
Wow.
So
I thought I knew you. I guess the honeymoon is over.
Listen, no, I love you dearly, but you ain't doing that.
I would break you out of jail.
Please don't.
I would put myself like in a box and ship myself in and give you a knife.
A knife to do what?
To cut your bars of your prison cell.
Okay, we're going to move on to something else because that makes no sense.
No, that wouldn't work.
But let me tell you about last week with me. I had a good weekend. Was it weekend? Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I went to Nevada, Las Vegas, and it was so interesting for me because, first of all, they lost my luggage. So that was interesting. They shipped my luggage to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I thought, yep, I'm not there. So I got it like the next morning.
Because they shipped it under somebody else's plane ticket. Say that.
Right. That's right. They had Jeffrey right, but I'm not going to tell the person's last name. But it was wrong.
It started with an R.
So, listen, obvi.
Well, no, that's not obvious. But
true. But so it was interesting. So I get there and it was cool. Just once I got my luggage, like the next morning, before I actually started to have to work, the students I had the for those non-music people who may be listening, I conducted the Nevada Middle School All-State Choir, and they were so much fun. We laughed so much, and they just sang their little faces off. It was one piece that we did called Walk in Jerusalem by my friend Rollo Dilworth, and the word goes, "Are you ready to walk? I'm ready to walk. Yes, I'm ready to walk. Are you ready? Are you ready to walk in Jerusalem just like John?" Well, the kids were hungry, and so they started singing, "I am ready to eat. I am ready to eat. I am ready to eat. Yes, I'm ready to eat." And we just died laughing. I placed it on Facebook Live? Yeah. So that was fun. And my friend Cody Raven, basically, sorry, not Morris. She was incredible. She conducted the high school choir, and we had so much fun. Those students sang so well, and it was nice to meet the people in Nevada. They were in the choral world. They were very nice and very supportive, and I just want to say thank you for all your work with your students. So that was fun. That was my weekend. So what's going on this week? What do we got going on this week?
Well, that was your weekend.
And
I was home and had to go to jury duty. So I'm glad you just had a life of joy.
Yes, it was a life of joy.
While your poor wife toiled at home and then is doomed for nightmares for days because
I know
she had jury duty. So we've had different experiences lately, it seems.
Yes, we have. And we both made it out okay.
You didn't seem to have an issue to get out.
It was the luggage. The luggage just got me in turmoil.
Well, we should always have clothes in your carry-on.
I mean, honestly, people always have an extra spare of something. Because I was in Walmart.
And if you hear rattling, that's Jeff's bracelets. It's not a tambourine. Did you hear it?
No, not at all.
I hear it and I keep thinking this picking up. So if you hear what sounds like a tambourine, he wears like beads on his wrist, and sometimes they go. So it's not a tambourine, but if you hear it, that's what it is.
Yep, that's what it is.
So I'm going to surprise you with a topic again.
Okay.
And I was going to ask you, it's a threefold question, but I'm going to ask it one by one.
Mm-hmm.
First, have you ever ghosted anybody? Do you know what ghosted means?
No, explain.
You just drop off the face of the earth. So, like, it's a thing now that kids do, and they talk about ghosting. And so I was looking up making a crochet pattern. This is how this came about. like trying to think of a crochet pattern to make like something funny that would be millennially. And they said to make a phone with a ghost on it because they ghost people. Like, so say that like you were on a dating app, right? Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know what that is.
Okay. So say that you were on a dating app and you went on a couple dates with somebody. You were talking to them. You were texting. And then they're like, hey, do you want to do something tomorrow? And you just never reply again.
Never.
You've never done that? Like not even in college?
No. Sorry. I'm a geek. Have you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I've done it in the past 10 years.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it.
There's nothing. I'm not saying there's no judgment. I mean, I said no. You said yes.
Then my eyebrows went up. I felt a little judged.
No, the way how quickly you said yes. You need to. I cannot wait till we do a YouTube where people can see your facial expressions when you say your words. Then you understand my facial expressions.
Listen, this is what I feel. I just gonna own stuff so that I can just talk to people about it, and maybe if they're ghosters, one, you shouldn't do it. But I feel you, brother or sister, because I have done it also. Because sometimes it's just hard. And that was the thing, though. They were like, it's so mean to ghost people. Yes, it is. It is mean. But let me tell you about the person I ghosted.
Sorry.
Well, one of them. The most recent one. Which is still a very long time ago, because I've dated you a long time, and now I'm married to you. So it's like, they won't figure out who they are. Maybe.
I mean, okay.
Unless they're stalkery and listen to this. And then quit being weird. If you are, don't be weird. But no, like we went on a date, a few, and it was fine. And then I go, I think it'd be better for friends. And they're like, okay, great. But then they kept like trying to talk like we were dating. And then they wanted me to go to like a family dinner with their family.
Well, you go as a friend.
No, And so then I finally had another conversation, and they got mad because, what's wrong with me? Why don't you want to date me? And I didn't tell them what was wrong with them because that would have been rude because I had plenty at that point. But I said I just wasn't feeling it. Like nothing against them. I just wasn't feeling it. And then the next morning they texted me for being so aggressive the night before, and I never responded ever in life.
Well, I don't think that's ghosting.
It is.
I mean, this is my thing.
Because I never responded. I never reached out to them again. I literally saw them at the Florida Mall one time. Uh-huh. And you would have thought that, like, the store I jumped into was free, that the floor I was on had turned into lava. Uh-huh. And I ducked. It was like, whew.
Yeah, I don't think that's ghosting because, I can understand why you say that. I just don't think so because you had a conversation with them. You said you only want to be friends with them. They literally did not get the point. Then they got mad at you. You let them know that you were not feeling them. And then the next day, he said you were aggressive in telling.
No, he apologized for him being aggressive.
Oh, he was aggressive. Okay.
And he was apologizing.
And then you didn't respond after that?
No.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I had agreed to be, he had agreed to be like, we'll be friends. I was like, okay.
Well, I'm sure he knows you're married now. And
I don't know if he does or not.
All that good stuff.
I'm sure he's been blocked now, too.
Oh.
Like, that was weird.
Are you ready to walk?
Yeah, so, like, that whole thing with that, when you posted that, I was like, the kids are singing for their food? I don't understand. Us non-choral people didn't get it at first. Because, like, I got a notification that you had went live on Facebook. Uh-huh. So I opened it to see, like, what you were saying. But by the time I opened it, you had went through your intro.
Okay.
So I had no idea what you were talking about. Yeah. And there was just kids singing, and I didn't know that that wasn't the song.
Yeah.
Like.
That was fun.
Well, do you think it's easier as an adult? Because kids are ghosty, right? And that's what they're known for, like. Is it the millennials, Gen X? I don't know who they are. I don't know those words. But that is the ice maker that just sounded like a waterfall.
Sure.
Can't control the sounds. It seems like they're all louder in the morning. But do you think that it's easier to manage relationships, and I'm going to throw in friendships as an adult? Like,
What do you mean by the word manage?
to manage, like, so like right now, I have got like 3 friend groups, right? Like, and they all know each other and they all love each other. It's just that by location, we've got like 3 friend groups. So I have got like my friends that live out of state that I talk to, that are far and it's hard to go see. Then I have got my friends that are in state, like around. And then I have like my friends that are in state that are like in Winter Garden. Right. Mm-hmm. So like my friend Tamara, for example, I love her to death. She's one of my best friends and I haven't heard her voice in probably 2.5 months. But we do text and we'll text, like send TikToks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the second I pick up the phone, I could talk to her for 6 hours and it's not like
weird.
You didn't miss a beat. Like, it's not like you hadn't talked in 3 months. Right. Same thing goes with Jacqueline, who lives in Virginia. I ain't lived near her for 10 years and still one of my best friends. Mm-hmm. But then I've got, like, my friends here who, like, one of them when I was sick, who is a fellow crocheter, Karen came and sat in the front yard with me so that I could have company and just sit and talk and crochet with space in the front yard.
Correct.
So, like, to be an adult and to be married and to have a job and to do things that you want to do and have kids and have those responsibilities, do you think it's hard to actually manage friendships?
No, because depending upon where you are in your life, like you just said, if you got friends and they're married, well, they got things they're doing. Or if they have children, they have things that they're doing. So I can only speak from personal experience and not, speak for everyone else. From that standpoint, I have friends who I may not see for a long time, but they're friends, and we pick up right where we left off. I can, call my brother Jeff Benson or Charlie Toom or Troy Robinson, those brothers. And I don't have to see them every day. Don't have to talk to them every day. I can go a long time without seeing them. And next thing you know, we pick up right where we left off here. Or, hey, do you want to get together this summer and probably spend some time together and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah, because you mancation.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's neat. We don't have to see each other all the time, but I know if I need them. They know if they need me. Now, I have folks I have a lot of associates also that I may not see ever, but once in a blue moon. And, they're great. So I have different levels of friendships, if that makes sense. Then I have ones in which I may have thought were friends. I may have thought they were in a certain zone. And then I realized, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, so you've taught me. Mm-hmm. And thank you for teaching me. And then you hurt, you heal, and you move forward. And so I guess it's when I was younger, when you were talking about managing of friends, I had unrealistic expectations of friends because I'm like, if I'm loyal to you, you're loyal to me. If I, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I give, and you realize that's not the case. And which you, I don't know, some people have to go through it first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess I'm one of those people that have had to, I should say, had to go through it. And so therefore I have a different take on friendships.
Well, I think you're sweeter than most people too, though.
Well,
like most adults. I think probably most adult men. Because you, like, no offense, men. But that you're very, you like the camaraderie and you like it. You appreciate and where I'm my husband's girl. Mm-hmm. If you ask me what I want to do out of anything, it's you. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to do it. That sounded X-rated. Exactly. That is not what that was meant.
Clarity, please. Thank you. I'm glad you saw my face. Uh-huh.
I did. Well, I saw you kind of cock your head like, seriously. I didn't mean it that way. No, but like, if I have the option of doing stuff, I want to do it with you. Like, I like to go with you. I like to be with you. I like to, if I'm going to sit on the couch, I like to sit on the couch with you. But I also like that there's certain times that, like, me and the girls will go downtown to eat.
Or to Joanne's Fabrics and cry because it's closing and try to bob all the yarn before it closes.
Correct. As I'm crocheting, as we're doing this podcast.
That is hilarious.
Do you not love it? It's going to be so cute. Yeah. Look, you're going to love it and you're going to snuggle it, I'm sure. But you encourage it.
Yeah.
You encourage me to do it.
It's absolutely healthy.
But you also let me be my husband's girl. Mm-hmm. But my girlfriends let me be my husband's girl.
Right.
They're not the kind that are like, and I think that's a thing too. All of my girlfriends, like, cried when we got married because they knew what it meant to me. And were so excited, like genuinely freaking excited for me. And because they know how much I love you and how much I wanted this and I wanted all of it. And even though we might get on each other's nerves, I would rather have every single day with you than 10 minutes without you.
That's my baby. Oh.
Like, I wasn't even trying to be sweet.
Oh, like, I can't even stand this.
But, like, you're my favoriteest person to do stuff with. But at the same time, too, there's some stuff that because of health issues and things, I've wanted to do with my girlfriends, and you've kind of had to help me do.
Yeah.
Either take me there, drop me off, because, you know, I am uncomfortable driving that late and things like that. And you encourage it that way. So I think that you have to have, as an adult, because I got two friends, and they got friends. Like, one of my friends quit drinking. Mm-hmm. Like, she quit drinking, totally quit drinking. And then one of her friends quit hanging out with her.
Well, that lets you know right there.
Mm-hmm. Like, but because she still wanted to do the go out and the stuff. So I think that your friends have to kind of be on the same line as you. And I do think that that can be hard as an adult to manage and keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone changes. Everyone, you know, and again, I would say that's been my Achilles heel, because oftentimes, because of my heart, I trust first. And
you sure do.
And that every time I've done that, it's bitten me in the butt. Every time. As opposed to earning that trust and growing together. You know, so that's on me. And so you when it comes to friends, like, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and sit there and say, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing to create that space for that to happen? And so at the end of the day, I always look at me, you know what I'm saying, first, and say, okay, Jeff, what did you do? What door did you open for that to happen? And then, so let me reassess some things and let me, you know, and try to go from there. So, and I just try to learn from that. And you know who's helped me also a lot? Not only you, because I watch how you maneuver and how you just kind of do your thing with your friends and stuff. I watch a lot, but also my therapist, who just helped me put things in perspective and remind me, you know, it's like, no, I'm no one's victim, but look at what did you bring on yourself? You know what I'm saying? What did you bring on yourself? And you got to look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, I trusted too early. Oh, I gave this and expected that. Oh, how about just give without expectation? How about, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things I look at myself, or accept people the way that they are and put them in that correct friend zone that they're supposed to be in, so you don't get hurt, and that you still are able to enjoy them for who they are, realizing that they can't be what you are to them. Case in point, it would be like to my dad. I love my dad, but I also realized my dad couldn't be what I needed for him to be because of his own baggage. Does that mean I don't love him? I love my dad to death. You know what I'm saying? I know my dad did the best job that he could do, even though I may have needed more. So therefore, when you start to understand that, you kind of understand, you continue to learn. And the funny thing about life, you go through the same thing over and over again until you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn. I mean, consequences instruct. And so.
Well, that's one of the things I'll say, that, like, I did what you did. I ignored, somebody showed me who they were. And I thought, nah. And I kept trying to make excuses for them. And they still ended up showing me who they were. Mm-hmm. And that's the last time that'll happen. Because when you show me who you are, I'm going to believe you. That don't mean all that means. That don't mean I'm going to be mean. That don't mean. I realize this in this one friendship that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I had often felt bullied and talked down to by this person and kept blowing it off like it's a personality trait.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, oh, well, they, you know, my mama used to say, people say all the time, my sister would say that she's sarcastic. And my mom, and I'm with my mom on this one. Sorry, Cassie, love you. But my mom would always say she hated sarcasm because the only thing that somebody that's being sarcastic is smart, but then just feigning it in a way like you're really actually just being mean. You're not funny.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to act like it's funny, but you're saying something mean. So you're really just saying what you want to say.
Yeah.
And I think 8 times out of 10, that's the truth with sarcasm. So but I tried to blow it off. Like, well, it's just sarcasm. They didn't have Nancy as a mommy saying you shouldn't talk that way. There would be like looks, like weird looks on their face. Like if you said something to almost try to make you feel dumb.
Yeah.
And then I realized in like the past 6 months, 8 months even, I'm not dumb.
Of course you're not.
Well, no, I mean, I knew I wasn't dumb overall, obviously.
Like,
but like,
listen, I said,
but like,
You're not dumb.
but the things that I thought, those things weren't me.
Yeah.
They were them. And it literally, they showed me for years who they were. And I kept making excuses so I could be around them. So I could be nice.
Yeah.
But then guess what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I stopped being nice and I told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I confronted them.
Right.
And I think they took it well. Honestly. But what a unburdening of my soul.
Yeah.
And I will never, mark my words, ever let someone make me feel less than ever again.
Absolutely.
And I will look at them. And if I think they're being rude, I'll say, are you being rude? Like I do anybody else.
Yeah.
Are you trying to be rude to me? Does that make you feel good? What made you say those words to me?
Correct.
Like, because I have no problem confronting the people.
Right. You never have.
But this one person, I kept making excuses for. Just because I felt like I shouldn't rock a boat.
Correct.
And now I'm rocking it.
Well, you're turning the boat over.
I flipped that sucker.
But for me, I guess for me, and I'm what I'm talking about. Basically, I've learned over a lifetime. Learning, I should say, because I'm not done learning. You have peaks and valleys, and when I was in my low valley, that's when I hope, and I learned, and I look back on that low valley now, and I realized, oh, there's something that I needed to go through that I didn't realize from the standpoint of. And it doesn't matter if you are the cause of your own peaks or your own valleys. Lessons are lessons are lessons. You learn that too. But lessons are lessons. And I remember...
It's worse when it's your own fault.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, because you carry it.
That sucks.
You carry it. But you got to look at that too. But the thing is, for me, it was like in the friend zone and making, having friends, people who I thought were my friend were not really my friends. They were bandwagon jumpers. And it's...
Riding your coattail.
You ride your coattail. I mean, coattail riders, you can provide opportunities for others because why? I'm a strong believer in that if an opportunity is there for me, I'm going to open that door for anybody around me. Why? Because it was given to me, not to hold on to. So I'm not, and I realized through that who were the bandwagon jumpers, who was the coattail riders, so when I was going through my lull, folks who jumped ship, or they say they were. And I said, oh. And I remember that just, because real friends come and talk to you. Mm-hmm. Real friends come and ask you.
Yep.
And so I realized who was who and what was what. And let me tell you, it is the most painful, but most freeing thing you can go through at the same time. And I don't understand how to articulate articulate that. Painful from the standpoint, you look at, oh my gosh, that is just terrible. But freeing from the standpoint is, oh my gosh, I see who you are and thank you. And then you learn to move forward. And you still see people, and I smile at everybody, even when I know. Because why? It frees me. And I thank you for showing me who you are. And therefore, I look at how in the world not to be angry, not to be angry, which takes time, but to be thankful that you understand now. And you look at where you're wrong and you own that and you grow from that because you're no one's victim. And then you move forward, but you see all the moving pieces. And so, and so when I go through that, and I haven't had to go through that in a long, long time, because now I handle it better.
Mm-hmm.
I handle it better when I see it. Oh, some things still catch me off guard. Like some things have still caught me off guard in my life and make you feel sad. But then you say, okay, thank you for that lesson. You look at where you were wrong. You look at not what someone say you was wrong about, but what you were really wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you grow from it. And then you just keep it going. And how can you have your platform, but at the same time, create it with people who really want to walk with you? You know, I don't know if that makes sense. So,
well, no, I mean,
I wish I was more like you, but
many do.
But oh my gosh, but as a teacher, there's a certain level of empathy that I have to always have because you don't know someone's story. And oftentimes somebody come at you and you ain't the problem, even though you feel the pain. So you learn that from being a teacher, but then you transfer that to real life, but then you have to look at your own worthiness. And so I don't know, it's pretty deep for me.
Well, I think like to sum up your situation, and I'll put it in layman's terms. Everybody wants to be friends with the Grammy winner when he's getting all of his accolades. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest. Like, and then it goes to the next person when the next thing happens. And then they run to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends are the people who didn't care if you won a Grammy.
Correct.
Who didn't care are thrilled that you did and are cheering you on when they do. But then when you have a hard time and you go through something, when they gone, because it's easier for them because they want to run to the next guy or the next girl to be part of that group or this. I mean, come on, get it together. And I mean, the thing that's funny, and I mean, I know like some of the people that you're talking about, when you show up in a room, and this is how you know you've conquered it. When you show up in a room and they run, we know who's wrong.
Correct. This one thing I have found to be true.
And I strongly encourage anybody, if you ever have a friend that goes through anything, through the rumor mill, through anything hard in life that's yucky and gross, like, you know, if they get divorced, if their kids are like got issues, like anything you might see on Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it could have been a Dr. Phil episode, talk to your friend, because if they're going through that and you assume everything that you hear, it really is, that person needs people then. And I think it's sad, like what they need and what they may not be getting. And one thing that I have always learned, I have never, ever, and I can honestly say this without a shadow of a doubt, I have never abandoned a friend for anything that they've went through. I have always asked them questions first and made sure that I was hearing their side. And even if they completely screwed up, I still love them. And if God forgives me, who am I not to forgive somebody else? So if they don't forgive you, they might not like your actions. You know what I mean? They might not like what you've done. You might there's very few things. I think that like a pedophilia, I'd have a hard time coming back from.
Right.
Because I'd be like, I never knew you to start off with.
And the thing about it is, even when you put different people in friend zones, someone can forgive you and y'all not be friends no more. And that's fine too. Because that person, all of us has a right to decide if we want to re-engage that friendship. But the thing about it is, get the answers though. Get the answers. You know, I saw a post that just tickled me, and I said, "Wow." It said, "Gossip dies when it hits a wise person's ears. Rumors are started by haters, carried by fools, and believed by idiots." And I said, "Oof, that's too strong."
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't post it, but I'll read it.
I mean, I would never post that, but I thought, "Oh, that's kind of strong."
Well, there's truth to it, though. Oh, my goodness.
Sorry.
I won't be able to edit that one out.
Yeah, please don't. This is authentic. But no, but you know, so it's just you learn and you grow and you learn which you're from. But at the same time, you look at yourself and you say, okay, what did I do to cause the environment? You know, you own what you need to own, but you move forward. But anyway, next one, let's roll.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even say next one.
Okay.
But kind of saying all of that to say, I think that there are times as an adult that it can be, you know, we're not in school.
Correct.
We're not like forced to sit in the classroom with people. We're not, it's harder to have a good group dynamic and to have a good friend base.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep, and it's important to constantly be searching and be grateful for your friends. Because, I mean,
Sorry.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Speaking as a friend, or speaking as a widow, I pray that you outlive me. But you could not. And I could not outlive you.
Right.
And there's going to be times that you're going to need other people, and I won't be that person.
Correct.
So I think it's important that you have friend groups and you nurture those friends and you look into it and that you don't ghost people. I mean, we've talked about on this podcast before, the one girl who hurt my feelings that I felt like I helped as much as I possibly could, and she literally ghosted me. But that's just because I think she's ashamed of her own self, and couldn't own her own stuff. I actually know that's what it is. But, you know, you put too much, like your kids aren't going to be there all the time. Your kids are going to, my son's getting married on Monday.
Yeah.
He's planning on moving to Canada. Like, he ain't going to be in Orlando. And go live your life.
That's
and
right.
love it. And do everything that you want to do. Build your family. That's what you are here on this planet to do.
That's right.
And then we got, you know, 2 girls coming up that will be probably the next ones to go. Jacoby will be here a while.
Well, we don't know. You may be the one that take off. For real.
Tark said one time, he goes, Jacoby will probably be the first one of us to have a baby just the way he is. I was like, no.
I think Tara gonna be Jacoby.
I think he will. But I do think that's just kind of like my little summarization. Yeah. Take care of your friends. Find your friend group. Put yourself out if you don't have many and you want some. If you want friends, message me. I'm a friend. I'm a good time. Just don't be weird. And if you are, I'm going to tell you. And don't be offended. And if you like crochet, call me. It's fun. We love it over here. And then let me, just as a fun thing, group chat. Are you pro group chat or?
I am pro group chat if it serves a purpose. I'm not pro group chat for the purpose of having pro group chat because I don't believe my phone going off 25 million times. You know, if I'm on a trip with the students, or if I'm in my friend group and we're trying to do some things professionally or not, you know, that's fine. But just for the sake of I'm taking a breath, chat group, no.
Okay, so I've got
12.
A few. I have a few group chats. And some of the people are in the same group chats. They intertwine. But we all use them respectfully. Right? I also have all the notifications set on a group chat on silence. Because it can be too much. It can be a whole lot. But what would you do if you were in a group chat and somebody left the group?
Well, try to find out. Well, put it this way. I'll try to find out why.
See, that's where we're different. I love you so much because you're sweet. Like, what happened? Why did you leave? I would be like, you're dead to me.
What? Would you really be that way?
It would make me mad.
Honestly?
Like, don't just leave. Just say, like, hey, my phone's blowing up. This is too much right now. Send. Okay, I got to get out. Then you know. Like, it's too much on my phone or too much, whatever. Don't just leave.
So
that's like if you're at a party and you just walk out.
So based upon our previous conversation, you have a problem with someone ghosting you from the group.
No, you see it. Then you know that they purposely left.
But that's still a ghost.
No, if you're ghosted, you could be dead.
Oh my goodness.
That guy don't know unless he's listening to this.
Literal.
I could have been dead the next day.
You're so literal. You know exactly.
You don't know why I didn't answer.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, no, like you see that they left.
Then you ask them, "Hey, are you okay?"
I mean, I guess.
Care.
Nah.
Okay, but I'm like, just care.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I do care, but
you do care because you're dead to me. That's literally the definition of I care. You hurt my feelings, and I walked away.
And I cried.
And you cried
in the back
because I know your friends. First of all, this is what really happened. All your friends would either jump on the group text together. What happened to you? Or I'm sorry. Or they would turn around and just y'all stop blowing the person's phone together. Y'all would put yourself in chat. Why did she leave?
Yes, that's what would happen.
And I said, and then I would be hearing it.
And then someone would be designated to find out why the person left.
And I'd be hearing about it. I'd just be walking by into my business. Jeff, such and such. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry.
And if you were at work, I'd send you screenshots.
You would send me screenshots. And I'm at work. I'm like, what? What? Oh, okay.
You're my best friend.
You mine too, but my God.
I got to tell you what's happening. It can be a lot.
That best friend information could wait too till like later.
No, it can't.
Okay, never mind.
No, it can't.
Okay.
So, in conclusion, because I'm done now. Still too early in the morning. I still need coffee.
I'm wide awake.
You gonna take me to Dunkin'?
Oh, Jesus. Sure, absolutely.
As he grumbles, oh, Jesus. Classy.
Yep.
So, what's your takeaway?
From what?
This conversation.
We've had a few of them. The entire.
Give me one.
Be thankful. I'm thankful. First of all, I'm thankful for the friends I have. I'm thankful for the lessons that I've learned, both good and bad. And I'm thankful that I'm continually growing through them. And still having the space for empathy, for growth, for I'm still as dedicated to creating that space for friends and so on and so forth. I'm just smarter with it now. So that's looking at what you've gone through, I've gone through. So that's neat. And to sometimes laugh at yourself. Sometimes it ain't that deep. Have fun.
Mine is when people tell you who they are or show you who they are. Believe them. Mm-hmm. Just believe them and handle things accordingly.
And that's a simple, more direct way.
Listen, I'm simple.
Nothing about you is simple. Nothing.
I think I'm simple.
Okay. Yes, dear.
Look. Mm-hmm. This is when you wish there was a YouTube.
I know, honestly.
As I'm posing.
Nothing about you simple. But
looking like a hot mess.
But the thing about it is it's just growth and understanding. And owning when you're wrong, don't accepting other things. Know what your boundaries are. And it's okay. But keep going.
Okay. I'm done now. I need coffee.
You need coffee. So until next time, we'll see you at Red and Green, the podcast.
Very good, sir. Very good.